look at this baseball card, and where I want to begin is the good stuff, because that's always the fun part. Growing up with a dream to become a Major League Baseball player. I wanted to pitch in the big leagues as an 8-year-old kid. Did I know I'd be able to play there? No. But I had a dream. I progressed through the amateur ranks of baseball, where I was playing in my senior year, and things were going fairly well, and all of a sudden the coach came up to me and said, "Dave, I really do believe you have a chance to play at the next level."
Dave Dravecky, the famous pitcher for the San Francisco Giants, a 21st round draft pick who fought his way up the ranks to national stardom.
Growing up, I had two heroes, Sandy Koufax and Vida Blue. They were left-handed pitchers. All I cared about as a little kid was I wanted to throw a baseball like they did.
I would have to say he was a tremendous competitor. He had this tremendous desire to win.
Folks, when I look at this card, it reminds me of seeing the first leg of my dream become a reality.
At the zenith of his amazing Major League odyssey, Dave's doctors noticed a strange lump forming.
Finally, they said, "Okay, let's just get it checked." And so we went to the doctor and had an MRI.
It was cancer in his left arm, his pitching arm.
The doctors looked at me and said, "Dave, outside of a miracle, you will never pitch again." And all of a sudden, I had a challenge in front of me. Would I come back, try and make a comeback or not? And folks, I have to tell you, as I said earlier, I'm not a quitter. But the challenge is the key here. And so here I was with this challenge. Would I come back and pitch? And I could not stand there and tell the doctor, "Well, okay, I'm going to pay attention to what you're saying. It's a miracle. It would be a miracle if I came back, so I'm not going to try. The odds are against me. Why even try?" No. For the next 10 months, I went on a journey. I hit walls. I was up and down through that process. But on August 10th, 1989, I made the comeback against the Cincinnati Reds.
You don't ever use the word finish when you talk about Dave Dravecky, because he never finished. The magnitude of that night is unreal. It was like more like a World Series game, the 7th game of the World Series. And he got a stand ovation when he walked down by the bullpen. When he first started warming up, he got a stand ovation when he finished. He got a stand ovation when he went to the mound. It was just incredible to sit there. I didn't really manage that game. I just sat there in awe.
Dave returned to the mound to pitch 8 electrifying innings for the Giants, leading them to victory. But then, 5 days later, on the mound against Montreal, Dave Dravecky threw the pitch heard round the world.
The 6th inning, and I'm back out on the mound, and I rear back to throw a fastball to Tim Raines, who's at the plate. And all of a sudden, as I let go of that pitch, my left arm snaps in half.
Here's the pitch, and Dravecky falls over.
This incredible explosion in my left ear from releasing that fastball and my arm snapping in half. And I went falling to the ground, almost went in shock. There was something going on in my life that was a whole lot bigger than baseball. So much bigger than baseball.
Dravecky stumbled on the mound. He threw a wild pitch. Yankees holding his shoulder.
His left arm shattered, along with his dreams of a major league comeback. The man with the miracle arm must now face the future as an amputee.
Baseball was just a stepping stone to something much greater. And folks, the significance of this baseball card is that this is the day that I actually threw that pitch, that first pitch. And then 92 pitches afterwards. This is a picture of the comeback game. That is why this card is so special to me. Because when the doctors said outside of a miracle I would never pitch, I was pitching again. 5 days later, as you saw in the video, I threw a pitch that in essence was heard around the world, and my left arm snapped in half, and my career was over. There's a huge question in relationship to all of this. You know, we understand society tells us that our worth is defined by what we have, how much we have in the back pocket, how much we possess in relationship to homes, cars, other luxury items, whatever it might be, or what we don't possess. Some people feel like they're worth a lot, others feel worthless. But I'm here to challenge you with a very important question. How do we define our true worth? Because when we get to the answer of that, I believe it's going to impact everything that you do, not just in this company, but in your lives personally and in with the people you relate to every day. And with that, I looked at myself and I asked the question, if my baseball card now looks like this, does Dave Dravecky still have worth? If my baseball card looks like this, because folks, as I laid in that bed, that's exactly what I felt. As if I had no worth because my card now looked like this. And through the process of pain and suffering, I have come to realize that I have worth beyond my comprehension. And it's not because of what I do, it's because of who I am. Let me say that again. Your worth is not in what you do. Your worth is not in what you do, it's in who you are. And I've come to learn that who I am revolves around all the relationships of my life. I'm here to suggest to you that the people that you work with are more important to you than the success you have with the product that you provide. And so I think if there's anything to be learned in that from the baseball field, it's realizing just how important this team is to the overall success of the ball club. I love fishing. Happened to be in a sporting goods store, walked into the fish and tackle department, got this newfound love, and so all of a sudden I decided to figure out how in the world I'm going to do this. So anyway, here I am in this store, and I walk up to the counter, and all of a sudden out from behind the counter comes this young man, and he gives me the strangest look. Well, you know what his next question was? Have you ever caught any fish? Well, you don't know how pleased I was to announce to him that I had just returned from Alaska, where I caught a red salmon this big. When I look over the past several years, back over the past several years of my life, and I see all that I've learned from other people who have suffered, all I've experienced of other people's love, all God has shown me of His mercy and comfort, and all the encouragement my small measuring of suffering has given to others, I think to myself, if I had have continued on as a baseball player and missed that, now that would have been the tragedy.
Hello, fellow collectors. Frank here, back with another Saturday special, and what about that intro right there? I have another TTM right here for you, and you already know who it is. And with that clip right there of about 8 minutes, talking about this man right here, Mr. Dave Dravecky. And he asked the question, how did you find your worth? And here, that's a good question to ask. We'll get more to that in a minute. This was a 4 for 4. This took 24 days, no fee, out of Phoenix, Arizona. Here in the 1988 Flair and the 1987 Tops for the set. This is the 106 out of 924 signed cards for that 87 Topps set. Looking good. This is David Francis Dravecky. He was born on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1956, in Youngstown, Ohio. He was a 21st round pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1978 June Amateur Draft from Youngstown State University. He debuted in the majors in 1982, at the age of 26, with the San Diego Padres. He was traded to the Padres from the Pirates in the minor league. When he's in the minor leagues, he's played 8 seasons in the majors, 1982 to 1989 with the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants, and there he is on the 1987 Flair with the Padres. He was an all-star in 1983. He pitched 2 shutout innings in the 1983 contest, allowing 1 hit, no walks, and striking out 2. Striking out Fred Lynn and George Brett in the bottom of the 6th for 13-3 NL loss. And he played in the 84 World Series as well, losing to the Tigers. And I had a few questions for him. I asked him, who's your favorite battery mate? And he said Terry Kennedy. And I asked him what was his favorite Bible verse. That would be Ephesians 2, 8 through 10. Any advice for young players: work as hard as you can to be the best you, and have fun. Good advice, very good advice from Mr. Dravecky. He's quite an inspiration to me, and here's the Bible verse. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from you. It is the gift of God. It is not from works, so no one may boast. For we are his handiwork, created in Christ Jesus for the good works that God has prepared in advance, that we should live in them. And he asked that question, how do you define your worth? And good answer for that is, God is the one that gives you your value and those relationships around you. So whatever you're going through, remember that, you're worth more than what you do, much more than what you do. And thank you, Mr. Dave Dravecky. I was so happy to get this one back. This is the second time I got him on 4 of those cards. And I thank you for joining me from another TTM Saturday special TTM show. Take care. God bless. Peace.